In the outdoor world, there's this magical term called pro staff. Well, today we're going to talk about what that really means. Hi there, welcome to the Bass Fishing Life. I'm your host, Steve Rogers. Make sure before we get into the video that you hit that subscribe button and punch that notification bell. Well, if you've been watching this channel for very long, you probably are thinking, I have not seen this surrounding before. Well, it's raining again today, and I've been slowly over the last week or so working on creating a brand new vlogging studio here at my house. We're about halfway finished, and we're gonna have 4 different walls where I can shoot with 4 different backdrops at any given time. We're hanging lights, adding microphones, all kinds of cool stuff. I just have one backdrop partly done, so I figured, well, since it's raining outside, I'm gonna go ahead and do today's video from inside our new vlogging studio. So look forward to some big changes coming pretty soon. Now, I've been very fortunate in my outdoor career, and if you've watched one of my videos called How I Got Here, and I'll put the link down in the description, that video really kind of summarizes my 20 years in the outdoor industry. One term that is thrown around quite a bit is the term pro staff. And a lot of people have asked me over the years, hey, I want to get to be on somebody's pro staff, or I want to do what you're doing, and all of this type of stuff. So today I thought I would sit down, since I couldn't get out in the boat, and kind of really talk about what pro staff is and maybe what the expectations of pro staff are, because I think a lot of us, once I talk about a few things in this video, will have a better idea of how we could become pro staff for a manufacturer in the outdoors industry, and also how we could get our foot in the door and then climb up the ladder. So that's my hope for you, is a lot of people want to work in the outdoors. And there's all different levels of participation within the industry. But many people, as a matter of fact, most people that I've talked to go about it unintentionally, probably in the wrong way. Nobody goes into it trying to do things not quite correct, but it happens. So I want to go over some things today so that if this is something you want to do, you can approach it the right way. Well, the first thing that we need to really think about and dive into is that when people think about pro staff, they usually get these glorious pictures of free lures and rods and reels and clothing and all of this stuff. Anything that they could possibly want, they just, send in an email, hey, I need 600 crankbaits in these colors, and then 4 days later, they show up on the doorstep. That's what a lot of people think of as pro staff, is that they get things. Well, if you're going to be successful in the outdoor industry and as a pro staff member for a manufacturer, that is the mindset that you have to get out of your head right away. It's not about getting, it's about how you can prove yourself, giving of your time to help drive sales. The first thing that a pro staff member needs to know is it is all 100% about sales. Let me give you a little secret here. Unless you're the very top angler on the very top tour, the manufacturers don't really care that much if you can go out and catch a lot of big fish. You need to be knowledgeable about the sport. You need to understand the sport and the techniques, lures, presentations. You need to be knowledgeable on that stuff. But just because you are an expert at catching 10-pound bass does not mean you're going to get a pro staff position. It's all about sales, and that is what we need to really keep in mind. Let me tell you an interesting story. So I was down at a major manufacturer within the fishing industry quite a few years ago, and we were talking business and all this type of stuff, and after a while, one of the guys said, hey, Steve, you want to have some fun? Okay, sure. And you got to remember, this was before email was as prevalent as it is today, and people didn't text and all this type of stuff, so landline telephone was still the deal. Well, this manufacturer, one of their phone numbers was for people that were wanting donations, be a member of the pro staff, that type of stuff. So there was this landline, this telephone sitting on the corner of the desk, and the volumes were off. Okay, all the sound was off. He turned that volume on and turn the sounds up where we could hear the calls coming in and then the messages that were being left. And the first thing that I want to say is the phone never, and I mean never, stopped ringing. It was one call after another. It would be, hi, my name is so-and-so. I won my local club tournament, and I was just wondering if I could fill out a pro staff application. Hey, my name is so-and-so, and I just wanted to know if I could get some product for an event I've got going on. Hey, my name is so-and-so. I'm doing really well, and I think you should put me on your pro staff. They literally get thousands of calls a year like that. You have to get through all of that clutter and all of that competition. And the one thing that was in common with every one of those calls is those people calling wanted something. It was all about what they could get. That was a real eye-opener for me. The fact that I was at this factory in their corporate office talking about a relationship back and forth, what I can do for them, what they would do for me in return, I realized I was like 1 out of a million to even get the opportunity. That phone never stopped. Now, fast forward to just a couple weeks ago, I was talking to a boat dealer, and we were just talking random stuff, and then he just out of the blue says, I am so sick and tired of people coming in here and wanting a discount on a boat. You prove to me that you can sell boats, and then maybe we'll talk. I'm not just going to give you a discount. So it's about what you can give, how you can sell product. Now, as far as selling product, if you think to yourself, okay, I'm going to take the right mindset and I'm going to go out and show a manufacturer that, yes, I can sell your product. You have to think about how much product can you sell. If you go in and get $100 worth of product into a local independent tackle shop, that's great, but that is nowhere near enough to get you on a pro staff. Are you able to move enough product to at least break even for them? And that's the bare minimum. That's the basement, is they don't want you to cost them anything. But you've got to get above and beyond that. Okay, so let's say you've gone through all that and you're willing to give this a shot. My best advice is to start small. Start really small. See if this is something that you are able to fulfill, or if you even want to do it. The more successful you become as a pro staffer, the more demand that is put on your time. Like I said earlier, I've been very fortunate to be anywhere from, a product only pro staffer all the way up to a very respectable cash deal. And the more success that you get, the more they demand of your time. When I was at the pinnacle as far as those cash sponsorships, those pro staff deals that you dream about, I was gone all the time. We're talking 200 nights a year gone, away from family, and I was not going to places to say, hey, I want to go fish here for a bit. No, they basically own your time. You owe them so many days per year. They say, I want you to go here, I want you to go here, I want you to go here. So it's kind of a catch-22, because the more successful you become, the less you are able to make of your own independent choices of where you want to go and what you want to do. So that's something to keep in mind as well. But if you want to get into it, I suggest start really, really small. Go into your local independent tackle store, see how you can help them. Do they have a big sale once or twice a year? Go in there and help them sell product. If that goes well, you could talk to them, say, hey, who are your area reps, your local reps that come in and sell you brand X, Y, and Z? If they feel you've done a good job, they will tell you who those reps are. You're going to want to get in contact with those representatives and tell them what you've done for this dealer, that you would like to try to do a few bigger events and on a trial basis, see if they would need some help. Representatives that sell product are usually, not all the time, but usually looking for trustworthy people that they can send to key dealers in an area, maybe within a state, part of a state, or maybe over a couple state area, and work different types of events. It's hard to find good people. So if you impress a local dealer and then they are willing to put you in contact with the representatives that they deal with, then you've just moved up one more notch, one more level, okay? And then it kind of keeps stair-stepping from there. Over-deliver every single time. Get there early, stay late, be helpful, go above and beyond. Be a person that is irreplaceable. Somebody that others are like, man, I wish I had that guy or gal on my pro staff because they're doing a great job. Some of the things that I have seen, and I've worked events all over the country, and some of the things that I have seen are people will be on their cell phones constantly, just looking, at social media or whatever it might be, instead of helping customers, instead of being engaged in the process that's going on, they're just sitting off in the corner messing around with their phone. That is a surefire way to never, ever get asked to come back. I have also seen, second thing that I've seen, is people will show up to work an event and they're wearing competitors' clothing or branded stuff, or they'll say, hey, you don't really want brand X, you want brand Y. That is another surefire way to never get asked to be back. Now, I'm not saying you've got to lie and that you've got to, break somebody's arm to buy product X. But what you don't want to do is go around bad-mouthing different types of products. This is a really small industry. I mean, really small industry. I see the same people everywhere I go. Okay, whether I'm in Nebraska or whether I'm working something in Michigan, a lot of the same people come to these things. The outdoors industry, the fishing industry is very, very small. If you make a good name for yourself, that's going to spread. And likewise, if you make a bad name for yourself, that's going to spread, and you're going to find yourself on the outside really quickly. Over deliver. Okay, so as far as different levels of pro staff, like I said, the very, very basic levels, maybe you just work 1 or 2 days a year for a representative or a manufacturer. You might get a little bit of product, a few dollars worth of product. Might even be just a discount on product. It might not even be free product. But it is a start. And the more that you do and the more that you show that you can sell, that level of pro staff is going to keep moving up. Eventually you'll get to the point where maybe they start to cover your expenses for going away to different places that they want you to go. So that would be the next step up. Then maybe your product goes from a discount to you get a certain dollar amount of free product a year. So that goes up to the next level. And then after I had been through all of those levels and I had really proven myself, that is when I was getting cash deals. But I'm going to say those deals are very hard to come by, and even the most top tier people are not getting the amount of money that the general public thinks that they are. But if you want to be a part of the fishing industry, you have got to start somewhere. It is an excellent place to either spend full-time employment, 50% of your time, or even just part-time, few days a year, to say that you're involved in this wonderful, wonderful industry is something that if you want to do, you can do it. You just have to go about it the right way. Show that you can sell product. Be somebody that is genuine. Be somebody that says you're going to do what you say you're going to do when you actually do it. And be somebody that is irreplaceable. Show up early, stay late, go above and beyond. And you too can definitely get a foothold within the fishing industry. I hope that some of these stories and that some of these tips can help you out. Remember, if you only think of one thing through this whole video, it's about being able to sell product. That trumps everything else. Okay, it's all about sales. If you have any questions for me, feel free to message me sometime, drop a comment below. And this is a popular video. Maybe we'll continue this down the road, other ways to talk about being pro staff. Make sure that you go out and encourage someone today. You never know how you're going to change their life. For the Bass Fishing Life, I'm your host, Steve Rogers.